Every founder dreams of shipping a beautiful, functional product to the world. But a fatal assumption sinks many: the belief they can go from idea to production in just 2 or 3 months. The problem is, your stunning prototype is almost never ready for mass manufacturing. This gap between prototype and production is precisely where hardware startups die. We'll expose the 5 key production setbacks and show you how strategic engineering can save your company. So where does the plan first go wrong? It begins with underestimating absolutely everything. First, feature creep adds more than features. It adds exponential complexity, cost, and failure points. Second, ignoring FCC or CE compliance isn't a shortcut. It's a dead end that forces a complete redesign. Third, underestimating tooling. Molds and dies are massively expensive, and the first run is rarely perfect. And finally, poor documentation. An unverified bill of materials guarantees sourcing the wrong parts. It's clear bad planning is deadly, but what if the flaw is baked into the product's design from the start? What is the single most impactful design strategy that separates successful hardware from total failure? It starts with design for manufacturability, or DFM. This isn't about making one part, it's about making 10,000 of them affordably and reliably. Next is design for assembly, or DFA. This means reducing parts and making assembly foolproof. Think snap fits over screws. Every second saved is money earned. A core part of DFM is defining tolerances. Too tight and your costs skyrocket. Too loose and parts won't fit, causing product failure. This disconnect also happens between teams. When hardware and firmware are developed in silos, you get integration bugs that can delay validation for months. So, the most impactful strategy is building your product around DFM and DFA principles from the very first sketch. Your design is manufacturable, now you buy parts. Sounds easy, but this is a minefield. Many startups fall into the single supplier trap. When that one factory has a problem, your entire production line stops. Then comes the component nightmare. Counterfeit parts, chips with 52-week lead times, and components that go obsolete overnight. And that bad bill of materials from before? This is where it returns to haunt you, making it impossible to source parts reliably. The solution is strategic sourcing, designing with alternative components in mind, building buffer stock, and using reputable distributors. You have a great design and a solid parts list. Now you face the final boss, choosing the right manufacturing partner. How do you avoid disaster? First, you must kill the myth that your factory will figure it out. They are experts at execution, not interpretation. They build exactly what you tell them to. So, what are the red flags? Poor communication, no verifiable quality control process, and no experience with your specific type of product. Beyond quality, there's a serious business risk, not clearly defining intellectual property ownership. Ambiguity here can cost you control of your own product. You avoid disaster not by picking the cheapest quote, but by rigorously vetting a partner's process, communication, and experience. We've seen how failures in planning, design, sourcing, and partnerships can kill a startup. The real danger is how they combine. Think about it. A poor DFM strategy leads to a flawed BOM, which causes miscommunication with your partner, resulting in hugely expensive tooling errors. Or, ignoring component lead times forces a last-minute redesign, which then fails to meet compliance standards. It's a domino effect. The key insight is this: these are not isolated mistakes. They are a cascade of failures stemming from a lack of strategic engineering from day one. Hardware startup failure isn't bad luck. It's a predictable outcome of poor production strategy, and that means it is preventable. Success is built on 3 pillars: strategic engineering like DFM, detailed planning for compliance and docs, and informed partner selection. Building hardware is incredibly difficult, but it's not a dark art. By learning from these common failures, you can navigate the path to production. Before your next design review, ask your team 3 questions about your DFM strategy. If you lack answers, check the resources in the description below.